Hello there, and welcome back to the channel. So, what is the beer I'm going to look at today? It's Indio. It's quite a popular beer in many ways here in Monterey. You see it in most depositors, whether it's in cans, normal bottle size, or even the caguama. Modelo also produce a similar style of beer, and theirs is Victoria, which is quite a nice beer too. I'll look at that one in due course. But there is a question you might ask. Just why is an Austrian style of beer popular here in Mexico? For this, you need to look at Mexico's history, and in a moment, I will give you a little history lesson of the Austrian and also French influence on Mexico. So as I say, you need to understand Mexico's history to understand some of Mexico's beers in many ways. Mexico used to be under French rule mostly in the 1800s, and you will find that there are many French influences here in Mexico that you probably didn't realize. So, in the mid-1860s, France under Napoleon III, was it? I think it was Napoleon III. They installed a puppet emperor to rule Mexico. And this puppet was Maximilian I, as he was known here in Mexico, well, for a very short while, as I will tell you later, and he was Austrian. He was from the famous House of Habsburg, and to give you his full name, it was Ferdinand Maximilian Joseph Maria von Habsburg Lothringen. Such a simple name, wasn't it? So, the French installed Maximilian I as emperor in 1864, and then in 1867, the Mexican people had him executed. Somehow, I don't think he was that popular, to be honest. His wife Carlotta, or Charlotte, I think she was a little more popular. I don't know why, more so than Marie Antoinette would have been with the French. And I think she did have some influence on other things here in Mexico in terms of food. I'm not sure quite what, but there is one dish or something which is what is linked with her. But in general, Max and Carlotta, and there was an exhibition about their lives some years ago that had a tour around Mexico. I think they did influence bread styles, like the European styles of breads that we have here, like the teleras, margaritas, and others, did have their influence from Europe. So, yeah, Mexico has had some, or a lot, of European influence. To give Carlotta her full name, her name was Maria Carlotta Amelia Augusta Victoria Clementina Leopoldina de Sajonia Coburgo Gotha. European nobility wasn't really known for giving short names, was it? Anyway, what were we here for? Oh yes, Indio beer. Sorry, that was a rather long preamble, wasn't it? Anyway, getting back to the beer in question, I think Max and Carlotta did have an influence on the beer styles. Maybe the Vienna style was in honor of Maximilian. I'm not quite sure. most probably because it's a newer style of beer than earlier styles of beer. So, and then this European influence did come in, and I think it still does have some influence on Mexico, although Mexican beers are getting a little more of their own identity. But anyway, Vienna lager, as with Indio and Victoria, are a really popular style of beer here. For example, if you visit a cantina, especially here in Monterrey with the lovely Indio Azteca cantina, which has been here for 100 years and a bit, there are really, I had noticed before, I should really visit it again and really observe people. You tend to just see people ordering Carta Blanca or Indio. Those seem to be the two most popular beers that people order. So, as I have looked at Carta Blanca, it's only right that I should look at Indio, isn't it? At this place I mentioned, the Indio Azteca, is a real tradition here in Monterrey. The food is great, very traditional, and the beer flows fairly well. And I love the place. I must go back. One of those strange things about the Indio Azteca, and you might call it being misogynistic or this machismo of Monterrey, but women have never been allowed to enter the Indio Azteca. Isn't that strange? Worse than Australia. Though they do have another branch, another cantina. I don't know if you can really call the places in San Pedro cantinas, really. Bar is probably the best word for them. But there they do allow women. But with the original Indio Azteca, at least when you go to the bathroom, you can't walk into the wrong one by mistake, as there's only one. And it says men. I don't know why it says men on the door, because nobody else will go in there. So, on to Indio beer. Indio, whether you buy it in bottles, cans, or the caguama, has this very characteristic green colour for its label. And here I'm trying a can of it. Normally I've bought bottles, but yeah, the cans are okay. And as you can see is the Emperor Cuauhtémoc on the can, which has been there for forever, I think. Normally I would drink this from a straight glass, never from the can. I hate that. But I'm going to try it in the Duvel glass because I've never really considered aromas and flavours of Indio. I've just really used it as a glugging beer, which it tends to be. In terms of alcohol, it's 4.1. Not that strong a beer. Yeah, is it 4.1? Yeah, 4.1 or so. I can't really read the label. Anyway, there you are. There we are. There's Indio. So, let's get into it, shall we? Always a nice sound when you open a can, isn't it? So, here we are. Okay, so let's put a little in the glass. Didn't pour so well as the beer streamed down the side. It doesn't really keep. It's a good colour. It's a nice golden. Has an almost reddish hue to it when you hold it up to the light. The head doesn't seem to last for too long. It seems to be very common or very standard with many mass-produced beers like Indio, Tecate, and others. Maybe that's why people drink them from the can or the bottle. You don't see the head. It has some caramel. It has a more caramel aroma. Very lightly hopped. It's not too heavy on the hopping. I would say there's not really a great aroma to it. I don't know if it used to have more aroma in the past, maybe more flavor, but it's not really one that goes, oh yeah, that, yeah, I really want to drink that. It's just, yeah, you know. So let's see if I get any discernible aroma and flavor. It's slightly sweet. It's not lagerish in flavor. There's a sweetness, which is maybe the caramel. There's a light fruitness to the beer. But, like with the aroma, no real flavor. It's a very inoffensive beer. Maybe that's why it's so popular. Maybe why people drink it. It's not offensive in any way. And to be honest, I think Victoria is better. I must try Victoria and maybe compare side by side Victoria with Indio. There needs to be a battle royal between Cerveceria and Modelo, I think. But it doesn't leave you with any mouthfeel. There's nothing there. There's nothing. There's no hop. There's nothing that you go, oh wow, yeah, that was good. But you hear Regios drink it and say, it's a lovely beer. What are they tasting? I don't know. I don't really think they know that much about beer at times. It's really meh, as the famous phrase is. It used to be just a British phrase. Now it's kind of universal for anything that is kind of not so great. Actually, I don't know why I put it in the Duvel glass. Because I don't get any aroma. I seem to have wasted my time. Straight glass would have been better, really. Yeah, that's kind of one of those disappointing beers. I think Carter had more flavour in some ways. Yeah, Carter is a better beer. At least it has some flavour. I don't get any flavour from this. I'm probably spoiled by artisanal beers, which is not a bad thing. But that has a little bit of maltiness, but it's mostly the caramel that they seem to add to the beer. It's not really a good beer. I don't know if it's better in a caguama. I know when you buy Carta Blanca and you get that in a caguama, you seem to have a better flavour, probably because of the volume. Maybe I should try a caguama of this to see if it improves things. But this is only a 350 milliliter can, and this is not so great. Do I really want almost a litre of terrible beer? I don't know. I might be surprised. But I would call this quite insipid. There's nothing there. Absolutely nothing there. Maybe it's a good beer to have with carne asada or an asada de puerco. But nothing from the beer would actually benefit the food you're having. Oh dear. I don't know why I thought this was much better. I'm sure this used to be a nicer beer when I first got here. And I did used to like it. I used to order an Indio if I was in a restaurant. And I did used to like it. But now, what have they done to it? Heineken Mexico seem to have spoiled this beer because I'm sure it used to be much better. I don't know what they've done. But it's certainly not the beer that I remember it used to be. But I haven't had it for quite some time. Oh, pardon me. There's the burp. And the burp gives me nothing. Oh dear. I'm quite disappointed in many ways. Yeah, I did have this remembrance of Indio being rather nice. And I don't know what's happened to it. Oh dear. So I'm going to have to give this a score out of 10. As you can see, oh, the head's just disappeared. There's nothing there. And the beer, the glass is clean. But that is very bad when a head just disappears like that. It means it's mildly dead in some ways. Sorry, but Indio only gets a 4. And I'm being generous there. I'm only giving it 4 because it's wet and mildly alcoholic. Should I go down to 3? I don't know. Maybe 3.5. Yeah, I don't think I'll waste my time on Indio in the future. That was so disappointing. Oh dear. Get your act together, Heineken Mexico, and stop screwing up the beers that were so wonderful before you arrived. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe from those buttons down on the bottom of your screen there. And it's always nice when people give a like and comment on my channel. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you very much. Bye. Bye for now.